look at me for a second. Just be here. Don't drift backward. Don't jump ahead. Just sit in this moment with me. Because there's something people don't realize until life finally slows them down. The present is the only place where nothing is actually wrong. All the things that eat you alive, regret, overthinking, fear, what people might say, those are ghosts. They don't live here. They only survive when your mind abandons the moment you're in. But right now, in this exact second, nothing's attacking you. Nothing's pulling you apart. You're just breathing, existing. And if you pay attention, even for a few seconds, you'll notice how light everything feels. It's almost unsettling because you start to realize how much of your suffering came from everywhere except the present. Most people never see that. They wake up in the morning, and before they even take their first conscious breath, their mind is already racing into a day that hasn't happened yet or replaying a past that won't change. Their body is here, but their head is scattered across timelines that don't exist, and then they wonder why life feels heavy. The present moment is never heavy. It's neutral, it's clean, it's quiet. Step into it, even for a heartbeat, and you'll feel the world go soft around the edges. It's like stepping out of a storm you didn't even know you were trapped inside. That's the thing about presence. It doesn't give you control over life, it gives you control over yourself. And something shifts when you start living this way. People stop having power over you. Their opinions, their assumptions, their noise, none of it matters unless you actively pick it up and invite it into your mind. Someone could be talking behind your back this very moment, but unless you choose to think about it, it simply doesn't exist in your reality. Their judgment isn't yours until you carry it. That's the part most people miss. Presence doesn't make you stronger by adding anything. It makes you stronger by removing everything you never needed. You stop reacting to shadows. You stop preparing for catastrophes that never arrive. You stop fighting battles that only existed in your imagination. You start responding instead of flinching. You start noticing instead of absorbing. You move slower, but with far more intention. And here's where it slips into something deeper, something Alan Watts used to hint at. Life only hurts when you resist what's happening, when you try to control the uncontrollable, when you try to grip moments tighter than they were ever meant to be held. But when you let go, when you allow the present to be what it is without forcing anything, you become part of the flow instead of crashing against it. You're not escaping life. You're actually seeing it for the first time. Because the present moment is the only place where you're real. The version of you in the past is gone. The version of you in the future hasn't arrived. The version of you imagined by other people is just noise. But you, right now, sitting here with your breath and your awareness, that's the only version that actually lives. And once you meet that version of yourself fully, the chaos outside loses its bite. Life becomes simpler. Not easier, not perfect, just clearer. Problems shrink because you're no longer trying to solve all of them at once. People soften because you're no longer reacting from old fears. The future stops feeling like a threat because you're no longer living inside it. Everything slows down. Everything becomes more honest, more manageable, more human. And here's the truth that hits hardest. Once you finally learn to live in the present, nothing bothers you the same way again. Not because you don't care, but because you stop confusing thoughts with reality. You stop giving your mind permission to drag you away from the only place where life actually happens. The present is where your strength is. The present is where your peace is. The present is where you are. And the moment you understand that, not just mentally, but in your bones, you become untouchable. Because nothing can hurt you in a moment you're fully living.